Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is Amazon Ads Raw Daily, your daily podcast about Amazon advertising, marketing technology, and so much more. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We got some exciting updates from the API. The first update is on the sponsored ads daily budget policy and options. Some months ago and some weeks ago, and we discussed it in the podcast already, Amazon has introduced a new daily budget spend limitation, or let's call it a daily budgeting policy. Historically, daily budgets could go over their actual daily budget by 25 percentage points, which means that if you set a daily budget to be 100, on certain days it can be $125. This allowed Amazon to increase or to consume more of your budget on days where it is necessary, where there's more traffic and demand, and then on other days where there's less traffic and demand, you would not spend that much money. And over the course of the month, you would just spend your $100 daily average, meaning $3,000 maximum on this campaign. The new update they introduced a couple of weeks ago was that this is now changing to be up to 100%. So your campaigns can consume up to 100% more of your daily set budget. And the new update, which we can see in the advanced tool center as of yesterday for all regions, is that Amazon has now updated the default rollover value for all accounts to be 100%. Inside your ad console, inside your settings, you can specify what daily percent budget policy you want to apply, either the 25% or the 100%. And if you have not selected anything on your end, then Amazon has now selected something for you. And with special greetings, it's the 100%, obviously. So this is a new update. So make sure that you check this, make sure you're aware of this. This is a big update for people who work with constrained budgets, controlled budgets, whatever. This can be creating some troubles for you eventually. The other update is only for the US, and it's basically just let's say a more technical update. It's around sponsored brands and their the new API version for advertising. And as of May 22nd, any campaigns created using the version 3 sponsored brand post endpoint are stored as multi-ad groups, which is actually the version 4 campaigns. So this means that if you're still using the version 3, there's an or not still, version 2 was just terminated a couple of weeks ago, and version 3 is kind of I would say the main version for the API endpoint, and version 4 has just been introduced a couple of weeks ago. So if you are creating sponsored brand campaigns over the Ads API, then since May 22nd, these are now all created as these new versions where you can create ad groups inside the campaign. All historic campaigns don't have this feature, and they only have one ad group basically per campaign, and newer versions of sponsored brand and sponsored brand video campaigns allow for ad groups. And this is a change happening on the API. And that's all the updates I'll have on API topics. The other thing is around the reporting issues we talked about yesterday or 2 days ago. Amazon has had a couple of reporting issues on sponsored brand metrics, on sponsored products, sponsored ads, whatever. And there have been a couple more, let's say, problematic areas we saw. So, for example, yesterday we saw that inside the ad console on the graphs, so if you're inside the ad console and you're on a campaign, for example, you can plot on the graph your spend and your sales or your ACOS or whatever. And then you would see a line chart over the course of the days you have selected in the time frame. Yesterday, we saw a screenshot where actually these lines are not lines, but it's only individual dots per day, and it looks a little odd. So it seems Amazon is having some issues with their reporting engines, not only for the correct metrics, but also for visualizations. So watch out if you're in your ad consoles for these kind of issues, and be aware that there's something going on at the moment. Now I've got a few small updates for you to share with. This is mainly some small UI UX changes. One is about suggested bits on targeting level. You would now see in the suggested bit column basically a button to apply the suggested bit, and if the suggested bit is actually applied, the button changes and is grayed out, and it's called applied. So you have your suggested bit column and your bit column, and you don't have to change your bit manually to be the suggested bit. You can just apply the suggested bit, and then your bit would change to be the suggested bit. And if you do that, then this button changes, grays out, and it says applied. So you would see where you have these applied already, which is a nice user improvement, usability improvement if you're working with suggested bits a lot or somehow. Then we saw an update on the search engine result page where sponsored brand ads on rest of search and precisely on bottom of search. So when you're on the SERP on the desktop and you scroll down the first page to the bottom, then you usually see like 3 different sponsored brand ads for other brands. And now this has gotten a nice little banner, a nice little badge on the actual ad, which shows highly rated brand. So it seems there is a new badge for advertised brands, which calls out for highly rated brand. I don't have any other information than seeing that. I'm not sure how this is calculated and what a highly rated brand actually means. That's something we have to figure out, and I'll let you know in another episode if I am able to figure it out. The other thing was on the SERP as well. So we saw some updates actually happening on the product listings, also for the badges. So it seems Amazon is currently testing new badges, which is called overall pick and popular brand pick. So instead of being Amazon choice and bestseller, it seems that they've switched to be overall pick and popular brand pick. These badges look a little different. They are having a dark gray. I'm not 100% sure what kind of color that is, dark gray overlay. And they are not orange like the bestseller badge. And I think that's all the updates I have for today for you. Thank you all very much for listening. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and hear you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care.